405 on side C, reporting heavy fire involved in the whole rear structure.
Engine 40 is on scene. Command engine 42, it looks like we do have significant fire going from the back of the house.
This is breaking news.
Breaking news. I've uttered those two words so often that breaking news is almost like a broken record.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Mike Walter. Andrea is on.
I've been a broadcast journalist for more than a quarter century. That means I've covered breaking news, too. These are the stories I've covered, images I carry with me. I've covered every kind of accident you could imagine.
And you can see the plane perched above me here.
More fires than I'd care to count. More murders than I'd care to remember.
I think they're coming in with a body now.
But none of it prepared me for the biggest breaking news story of my career.
No, I saw this plane, a jet, American Airlines jet coming, and I thought, this doesn't add up. It's really low. And I saw it. It just went, it was like a cruise missile with wings. Went right there and slammed right into the Pentagon.
I found on September 11th, as the day wore on, what I saw began to wear on me. I was surprised at my emotions.
I've got a 14-year-old daughter, and a lot of her friends have parents who work in the Pentagon. And I just talked to her on the phone, and those kids are going through agony tonight. They don't know if they're okay.
I thought I was a jaded journalist, but I kept fighting back tears.
I just don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight, to be honest with you. That's the toughest part.
The jet slammed into the Pentagon once, but for me, it never stopped crashing.
There's the play called Doubt by John Patrick Shanley, where in the first scene, a priest is delivering a sermon about trauma, and he talks about the isolating effect that trauma can have, because it's like a sheet of glass. On one side is everyone else living a happy, carefree, oblivious life, and the other side there's you.
Everybody thinks that trauma's about the big events like Katrina or the tsunami in the Indian Ocean. Often trauma's that cumulative effect of seeing too much bad stuff year after year after year.
What we used to do in journalism was let people become alcoholics, and what we did as a favour to them was to keep them on staff for 15 years while they drank themselves to death. That was the old method, and that was the patriarchal method where companies looked after their people, and that was looking after them. It was keeping them on staff once they were wrecked.
Police say John McCusker begged to be killed when they pulled him over Tuesday night, apparently telling them his insurance wouldn't pay to rebuild his flooded-out home. Investigators recognized his mental state and took him into custody.
I remember nothing about it. The memory of the event to me was I took 2 of these tranquilizers because I was just exhausted and I wanted to sleep, and I got in bed. And my next memory is waking up in restraints in a cell in Orleans Parish Prison. I'm not religious, but I thought I'd died and gone to hell.
It was the first anniversary of Katrina when John was arrested. He wound up in a psychiatric hospital for a week. Then came a leave of absence from the paper. Then he learned he wasn't alone.
The interesting thing was that so many people from the paper and other media called me, and they took the opportunity to tell me their stories and what they were going through, because they figured, well, I can't be feeling anything John isn't feeling, and my feelings were all out there in the paper for everybody to read. So they called and they talked about it. A lot of times I've ended up cheering them up.
Friends say John is the poster child for mental health here. At the time of this interview, he's working but nervous because he can face 2 years in prison for what happened during his meltdown. The legal troubles have made life tough for John and everyone around him, especially his family.
We look like we have it together on the outside, but, we're going crazy.
And the truly crazy thing is, all the ingredients that led to his breakdown, they're still here. It's still a city in ruins, with broken homes, broken dreams, not to mention a broken system, There are enormous roadblocks to recovery at every turn.
I don't think John's a criminal at all. I think it's criminal what's been allowed to happen to the city. And the absurdity of that, you know, Orleans Parish District Attorney's Office is letting murderers walk off, but this guy, who obviously had a mental break, is facing time in jail. It seems like they're wasting so much time. It makes you so angry at the city. And I'm already angry at the city for a lot of other things that haven't been done. But this is like the one thing they're going to be good at? Prosecuting or persecuting someone?
I don't know. I mean, on the one hand, I injured a police officer on the job. So, they've got to take that seriously. But I also, what can I say? I've been a straight-up citizen my whole life. I went to work, I paid my taxes, and look what happened. I don't say that to move responsibility off myself or put responsibility on someone else, but, all you have to do is listen to the police scanner, and there's a new John McCusker 2 or 3 times a day, every day.